Housing prices are out of control. Finding good deals is harder than ever. I received an email alert about a property that looked very interesting to me, and so I jumped on it. I immediately called and scheduled a showing and then gave an offer at the showing. And then multiple offers started coming in, so I had to increase my offer.
Each time you smash the like button and leave a comment, you'll be entered to win a pair of Apple AirPod Pros that Lily's giving away to one of our first 1,000 subscribers. We post weekly, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video's out.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the channel. As you know, I've created a passive income stream of over $55,000 a month with rental property income. My portfolio is worth over $7.5 million. I've got another $1 million under contract. I've done all this while working a full-time job, and on my channel I'm going to teach you how you can do it too. I'll show you how you can start building $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive rental property income in case you happen to get laid off or to increase your quality of life now or even in retirement. So I've really been trying to wait to buy another property until I finish my refi. More about that in a future video. And then I received an email from Redfin from a search that I had set up with the criteria of houses that I like. So this house popped up. So I reviewed the details and the location of this property. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,339 square feet. Has a big lot, 100 by 240 feet, or a little over a half acre. It's in the city. It was built in 1950 and has vinyl siding. If I switch over to Zillow, which I'm more accustomed to, in the comments they mentioned calling all investors, handyman special, HVAC is not working, cash offers only, and what that means is it's not really in move-in ready, and so bankers generally won't lend to typical homeowners for this property. It's limited to basically investors only or people with cash. That interests me because there's so much competition right now, it's very difficult to find good deals. In the notes it also listed that the type of sale was an estate or a trustee. So you've got motivated sellers. A one-level ranch house with a fenced-in backyard is perfect for my model. It's also in my favorite school zone, which was part of that search. And this lot is so big, the tax record actually shows that it includes 2 parcels. And if you look at the lot from an aerial view, it looks like it's either 2 lots or maybe I could divide it up into 2. So this is the property right here. And as you can see, just around the corner, these lots are kind of split up. This one here looks like it was split up at some time, like an afterthought. Same thing here. This is a funny view. This is an aerial view so you can see the house. Look at all this junk in this property. So even before I went to go look at this house, I told the agent, go ahead and write this up. Here's how I want it titled. Here's my address. Here's how much I want to put down for earnest money. And I said, as soon as I see it, I'll tell you an amount to put in the offer when I get there. So this property was listed for $110,000 or $82 a square feet. And it's in terrible condition. Matter of fact, when I called the realtor, I could see by looking at the pictures, and I said, what all do you think it needs? And she said, everything. And boy, she wasn't kidding. So before going to see this, I opened up QuickBooks and I looked back to see how much I had spent on Redwood Drive when I did a recent renovation. And I spent about $47,000. I had some problems, I had some delays and holding costs, and all that's normal, by the way. And I'm not great at doing a rehab. This one also needed a whole heating and air system, so I threw in another $5,000. And so my rehab budget came out to $52,000. So Zillow was estimating that the house is worth about $110,000. And generally when Zillow says that, that means after repaired value, or if it's in the average condition of the neighborhood. And so Zillow can't tell that this thing is in terrible condition, obviously. And so what I did was take the after repaired value, which I think is really low. I actually think if I had that house an average repair, it'd be worth at least $150, maybe $200, somewhere in there. But just to be on the safe side, I went with the after repaired value, or the Zillow estimate of $110. If I subtract the $52,000 from that, then that leaves me $59,000. And so if I offer them $40,000, then I'll have $92,000 in it, and 92 from 111 would be $19,000 equity that I would have in the property after I repaired it. Now, I wanted this property to put in my portfolio and hold long term and rent it out. The Zillow estimate on the rent was $1,500. I actually think I could get between $1,500 and $1,700. The mortgage would be about $427 a month, and then insurance and taxes. And so the monthly cash flow would be somewhere around $950 to $1,150 a month. That doesn't include repairs. So I went and looked at the property. I met with Tim Woodall, the realtor, and my buddy Connor H., who's an investor in training. Thank you for videoing, Connor. And then Terry, my vice president of maintenance, met us out there. This house was absolutely disgusting and in much worse condition than I imagined. It did need everything. It needed a major remodeling, heating and air. Even the ductworks underneath there were just all on the ground and soaking wet. All flooring. It needed new wiring. It only had 2 wire wire, non-grounded wires. They literally had extension cords running through holes in the walls to hook up things like the refrigerator and such. It had an old outdated breaker box, and it had old plumbing that needed to be replaced. The windows needed to be replaced. It needs a second bathroom added, which I thought could be done to the laundry room that was added on. And it had a massive roach infestation. There were several dogs and cats in the house. Some were in cages and some were roaming around. I don't know if you can smell this house by looking at the pictures, but it was bad. Some positive things about the house were that the ceilings were in good shape. They needed to be painted. Everything needed to be painted. But the layout and the flow of the house was good. Of course, it was a level lot, and so there didn't appear to be any kind of water or drainage issues. It also had two really nice outbuildings or portable sheds. So back to my offer. I submitted this offer for $40,000. Tim, the realtor, was thinking that the listing agent had no idea of the horrific condition and that no one else would want this property. I had Tim write in the offer that I will close in 7 days or as soon as the title company can have it ready. So after seeing it, I told Tim to write up an offer. He sent it to me electronically and I signed it within an hour or two of leaving there. The next morning, I get some bad news from Tim. He tells me that there are multiple cash offers coming in on the property and we need to give our best and final offer. I really like this property. It's in my favorite area. It's a property I'd like to have long term. And so I took a closer look at my numbers and prepared a second offer. Instead of having about a $20,000 equity position after repaired value, I basically took it down to zero. I rounded up because a $60,000 and a $40,000 offer sound better than a $39,000 or a $59,000 offer from the seller's perspective. Now, generally, I wouldn't recommend buying something where you don't have any equity on the front end, but like I said, I really believe this property would be worth a lot more than $111,000 after it's repaired. To up my game on the second offer, I ended up dropping all of the contingencies for inspections, for financing, and even for termites. So Tim sent me an updated contract and I signed it. After all that, Tim finally called me back and said they accepted another offer with no contingencies whatsoever like yours and at a higher price. I'll be sure to check out the county website or Zillow in a few weeks after this one closes for feedback to help me in the future. This is definitely a numbers game. You don't want to pay too much for properties, so you're not going to win every deal. As long as you win a few good deals, you'll do fine over time. Here are a few tips in case you get into a multiple offer situation. First of all, if you can pay cash, that's the best thing. If you can get a home equity line of credit or a line of credit, you can withdraw the money anytime you need it to buy the house completely or to put a bunch of money down or to buy it and then fix up the property. If you can't do that, getting pre-approved is the next best. You'll know how much you can afford and it will also increase the quality of your offer from the seller's perspective because you'll have it in writing to show them that you're approved for this much money. The next one is speed. Act quickly. Make an offer immediately. And forget lowballing. Make your best and final offer on the first offer. The other thing is to be flexible and creative. Think outside the box. Ask the seller's agent, is there anything that I could put in the offer that would appeal to the seller? Like I did in this one where I said, I'll close within 7 days or as quick as the title company can do it. Offer to buy it and lease it back to the tenant. A lot of times these days, people are trying to sell their house and then move into another one. And so there's this period in between selling and buying that people don't want to move their stuff twice, or they may not be able to find rental property. If you tell them, hey, I'll buy it from you and then I'll rent it to you for as long as I need or for 3 or 6 or 12 months or something like that, that might be the one thing that wins you the deal. And then escalation clauses. This will state your initial offer and then they will increase by $1,000 for each verifiable offer up to a maximum amount. So multiple offers are a worst case scenario for a buyer. It's going to cost you money. Trying to have as little competition as possible is really where you want to be. You can do that by looking for off-market deals, by focusing on a few subdivisions that match your criteria. Contact the owner. Look them up on the county tax website. Look for yards that are grown up or houses that are not well maintained.
Although I'm a licensed CPA and I have 3 business degrees, I'm just a guy on YouTube with my dog. So please contact your professionals before making any investment decisions.
Please put your questions as well as your hints and tips in the comments below. Thank you for your support and I'll see you next week.